What's going on, everybody? So for this video I specifically want to talk to traders, but even if you're not a trader, please stay tuned. You might learn something from this. So occasionally I take walks, and yesterday on my walk I asked God, what is the key to conquering the bad? And then I went on to say, what is the key to conquering the good in my life? You ask yourself, why am I talking about conquering something good? It's because sometimes too much of a good thing can be bad for you. I'll explain in a little bit. So when I asked God what is the key to conquering the bad and the good in my life, God said balance. So I asked, what do you mean by balance? And basically, if I'm going to talk about trading, for example, when you find perfect balance in your trading and your strategy, you might find that's where your success comes from. There has to be a balance between your analysis and your execution, right? What I mean by that is, if your analysis says you need to buy or sell at a certain point, and then your execution is not aligned with that analysis, you're probably going to fail that trade. You're probably going to lose some money on that trade. In some instances, you get lucky and you actually win, but in most cases, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to fail based on that imbalance between your analysis and your execution. Now, execution is a little bit lopsided. What I mean by that is execution has a little bit more than just one thing. So with execution, there's psychology, and then there's also understanding of your strategy, and then the execution. On one side, it's analysis based on your understanding, based on your psychology, that leads to an execution. So if there is no balance between your analysis and your execution, you'll find that you're going to lose the trade. But when you find a perfect alignment, perfect balance between how you analyze and how you execute, which deals with psychology, who you are, how you think, and how you look at things, also your understanding, as well as the exact point of execution based on the strategy and your analysis, when these two things come together, you are bound to win. Now, if you still don't understand what I'm talking about, life itself requires balance. Even too much of a good thing is bad. For example, people take a lot of medication for a lot of things, and medication is deemed as something good to help your body recover from any sickness or ailment, right? But what happens when you take too much of that medication? They call it overdose. So which means you need to take a perfect balance or a perfect amount of medication for you to become better. But when you take too much, then it causes you to overdose and probably kill you. So those are the consequences of having an imbalance in all the things that you do in your life. For example, when you are making a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, for those of you who take sugar in it, right? If you put too much sugar, then it's going to be too sweet and then it doesn't taste so great. But if you have a perfect amount of tea compared to your sugar, then you're going to have a perfect cup. So everything in life requires balance. If you still don't understand, feel free to hit me up. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have on balance. Life itself requires balance. So if you like this video, please follow, like, share, subscribe.